Hi, welcome back to yoga. Make sure that you're comfortable, that you have a spot. Maybe it's quiet for you. Welcome back to the mat. Also, make sure if you need any props, we have blocks. We also have straps and any other props you feel you need. So today, our centered thought will be, I find reason to hope in all situations. I find reason to hope in all situations. And just taking a few deep breaths. Let's try and breathe in and out of the nose here. Getting centered, coming back to our breath, coming back to our body, checking in with the body. How do we feel today? How do our joints feel today? How does our body feel? Our mind, our emotions? And just letting all that go, all the tension, all the worries, the things you have to do, the things you have to get done, and just letting it all go. Today we'll be going through all 7 chakras. Remember, it's about the vibration, not necessarily that you have the best voice in town or that you can have the best breath and can extend longer. It's just about the vibration that we create for ourselves and how it opens up not only our energy centers here, but it also opens our thyroid, our hippocampus. It opens many different things within the body, many different glands. So as we go through the seed mantras, we're going to start at the bottom, the root chakra, Lam. Then it'll move to the sacral, Vam. Solar plexus, Ram. Heart chakra, Yam. Throat chakra, Hum. Third eye chakra, Om. And our last crown chakra, Ah. And then we'll move back down from the top to the root. So let's start off with our root chakra, Lam. Inhale to Lam. Inhale to Vam. Vam. Inhale to Ram. Inhale to Yam. Inhale to Hum. Inhale to Om. And inhale to Ah. Inhale to Ah. 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 Ah. Inhale to Ah to hum. Inhale to yum. Inhale to rum. Inhale to vam. Inhale to lam. Taking a few deep breaths here. Feeling centered. Feeling relaxed and at peace as we begin our journey here on yoga. I find reason to hope in all situations. Let's go ahead and take a nice deep inhale here. And we're going to exhale, cat pose. And gently, while we're in cat pose, navel to spine, we're rounded all the way through the pelvis, chin into chest, and we're lightly moving left and right. Getting a little bit of motion here, side to side, nice and slow, and then move to one side. We're going to draw the heart forward to one knee, and then we're going to inhale, try to expand, and slowly move to the opposite knee. Then we're going to exhale and round it back, taking our time here. Inhale, moving forward. And exhale, moving back. Inhale, forward. Nice deep breath. And exhale, moving back. Let's keep it here. We're going to move to the other direction. So let's gently rock the other way. Start to press heart center to the opposite knee. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale. Moving to the side. Exhale. Moving back. Inhale. Nice deep relaxed breaths. Exhale. We're just warming up. Inhale forward. And exhale, moving back. Let's inhale, lengthen all the way up. And as we do, let's grab a hold of a tie, a belt. Inhale, lengthen up. We're gonna find lengthened arms, lengthened torso. Let's keep the arms lengthened and draw back. So if you feel like you need to bend an elbow, actually you just need to open up the space between the arms. Exhale, moving forward. And if it's too easy, tighten up on that belt. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, moving back and down. You want it to be working out the joints. Inhale, getting range of motion here. Exhale, so make sure it's challenging, but not over challenging and not over easy. Let's go ahead and inhale, lengthen up. And exhale, bring it back. Inhale, lengthen up. And this time, exhale, widen out that stance. We're going to point our fingers out to the side. It's going to come back behind us. We have lengthened arms. Let's look over one arm. Come back through center. Looking over the other arm. Back through center. look the other direction. Back through center. And let's come to center here with the head. Arms are still outstretched. Stacked vertebrae, tight core twist. Inhaling center. Moving with the breath. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale. Inhaling center. Exhale. Inhale center. And exhale. Let's inhale back to center. We're going to release the arms. And when we have that belt behind the neck, let's grab one hand to the belt. And we're going to start to make our way down the mid-spine. Let's bring that belt behind us and grab the other arm, comes below. And we're going to grab a hold of it. Try and walk the fingers towards each other. If you can actually hook the fingers, that's better. Try and open up here. So I have both hands on the belt as close as possible. Then my abs are tucked in. I'm lengthening and I'm bringing my head straight forward at the horizon so that I'm not bowed forward. I'm lengthening and strengthening here as I find my breath. One more breath here. And let's exhale. Go ahead and just release that. Since we've had our legs folded in one direction for quite a while, let's fold them the opposite direction. If they were open, you can leave them open. We're moving to the other side, so whichever arm was on top now switches. Whichever arm was on bottom. So remember, arm on bottom comes back behind us, and we're trying to crawl the fingers closer to each other. And as we do, we're about mid-spine or upper spine actually, but we're right in mid-spine as in stacking the vertebrae. So let's go ahead and press the core inward, lengthen all the way through the vertebrae. Open the arms, hanging onto that belt. And just bring the gaze forward to the horizon as we find the breath. 3 breaths here. One more breath. And gently release that. Let's move the belt to one side or the other. And we're going to come to the glutes and untuck the legs. Let's go ahead and bring the toes up towards the ceiling so we have dorsiflexion. Maybe the knees are bent or soft. Our glutes are nice and grounded. Rock side to side, hinge forward. As you rock side to side, getting grounded into the floor. Lifting nice and tall. We want to come into our staff pose. So we're going to start to strengthen these legs, squeezing the muscles in, pressing down into the mat. Toes lift up and towards you. Let's roll the shoulders up to the ears. And we're going to exhale, press the palms into the ground. Below the shoulders, fingers point forward. Find the gazing point where you feel the neck elongate so that we have a nice long spine here. Dynamic tension as we press into the hands, as we squeeze the muscles of the legs towards the bones, as our abs are tucked in towards the spine and lifting all the way up through the crown of the head. Nice deep breaths here. And let's exhale and release that. Let's start to open our legs to center straddle. I'm going to use the belt here. You can also use a blocker blanket. So remember, if the glutes need a little bit of height to help out, you can just fold a blanket, a towel, a pillow under the glutes will help. A belt can help us reaching our toes maybe. So if you have a tie or towel, that will work. Coming to about the ball of the foot, we have dorsiflexed feet here in our center straddle. Lengthen tall here. We have both hands, each hand has the side of the tire belt. And we're trying to face the shoulders, the chest, towards that leg as we sit tall. Then we're gonna exhale, hinge at the elbows, hinge at our hips. Keep the flat back as we bring the heart and head towards the leg. And make sure that we have that nice deep breath. Focusing on the breath here. We have 3 more breaths. And let's go ahead and release that. We're coming back up. We are keeping our flat back. We're moving to the other side. Remember the tie, towel, or belt comes around the ball of the foot, dorsiflex the foot. Lengthen tall through the torso, stacked vertebrae, abs tucked in. Hinge at the hips as we face that leg. Having a nice flat back. You can also hinge at the elbows. Focus back on the breath here. Three more breaths. One more breath. And let's exhale, gently coming back up. You can move the belt to the side. We're gonna just take our hands on top of the legs. We're coming to center, same thing, flat back. So take a nice deep breath, roll those shoulders back, heart leads forward. Exhale, start to hinge at the hips. You can glide the hands down the legs. It might help you, you can hang on, draw the shoulders back, draw the heart forward. Once again, let's come to the breath. Focus on the breath here as we have a flat back. Feel that peaceful energy moving through the crown of the head all the way through the body. Feeling positive, feeling grounded, rooted, feeling blessed and abundance. One more breath. And let's go ahead, start to release and come back up. Let's move our legs one side or the other. We want to come into our boat pose. So you're welcome to grab a hold of the legs, bring the palms back, lift through the heart, lifting the legs to our bent leg boat. You can lift and move all the way through boat. We have a nice flat back here. Heart is lifted. Our abs are tucked in. We lengthen through the legs. Now let's go ahead and bend the knees. Feet come back down. And we're going to bring the hands back if they're not already back. And inhale, lift the glutes for our tabletop. Lifting, looking up. And let's go ahead and bring it back down. Coming back to our boat pose, whether it be bent leg boat, remember any modification will work. You can extend through the arms. We just want a flat back, lengthened legs, or bent knees. And let's release down, coming back into our tabletop. Inhale. Everything is hip width distance apart, stacked joints, so knees and ankles are stacked. Hips and knees are in alignment. Shoulders to hands. Let's go ahead and release back down. We're going to move into our last boat. Nice deep breaths. We're not holding the breath, so inhale and exhale through the nose. And let's exhale. Soles of the feet come down. Again, coming back into tabletop. Remember, there's always modifications and options here. So if we're not lifting the glutes, we're drawing the shoulders back, we're lifting the heart. go ahead and release back down. We're going to come onto all fours. Here we want to do a little bit of spinal balance, so have a flat back. Let's inhale one leg, and then one arm is the opposite. Dorsiflex your foot, keep the back flat, keep the neck lengthened. One more breath here. And as we exhale, we're going to bend the knee, bend the elbow, come to center, round the back. And let's release. So we're taking about 2 to 3 breaths. Let's go ahead and move to the opposite side. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Nice deep breaths here. We're breathing through this. And now on an exhale, bend the knee, bend the elbow, come into that cat-like stance and continue to breathe. And let's go ahead and release that. Let's tuck the toes under, bring the glutes back to the heels, take the palms and press into the floor. Take a few deep breaths here. Now let's rock it forward. Inhale, untuck those toes, wide-legged extended child's pose, glutes to heels. Let's open the legs. Let's release all the way down to the floor. We're going to open through the shoulders here. So let's start to bring the knees under our hips. Palms are on the ground, elbow and shoulder alignment. You can bring the palms together, or you can interlace the fingers. If you do interlace the fingers, make sure the pinkies are within each other so one pinky doesn't stack on top of another pinky and hurt any of the joints. And when we do this, we're going to start to come into our dolphin pose. So start to press into your forearms and lift through the glutes. And then if you would like, you can start to walk closer, keeping the head up off the ground and the shoulders and forearms planted. And let's walk it back. And let's start to make our way into a plank, forearm plank. So here we're coming into forearm plank. Abs are tight. And let's go ahead and release the knees. Let's bring it to our hands. Make sure that we have knees here. If we need extra padding, we're coming all the way up into camel pose. So here we're stacked knees right below our hips. Let's go and take the hands to the back, low back to protect it. Squeeze those glutes. Lift through the heart, through the throat, and the gaze. Keep the hip knee alignment. You can always come further back for your camel. Remember, it's up to you, up to your body. You can also, if you have any neck issues, bring the gaze forward. Few more breaths here. Make sure you're breathing. And let's exhale. Drawing all the way back up. Glutes are still squeezed. Let's relax the glutes to the heels. Let's bring our hands interlacing behind us, or grab the belt or towel and hang on. And let's exhale. Let the head, forehead come all the way down. And then lift the arms, hands up off the back. And let's exhale. We're going to release. Let's bring it all the way back out in front of us. We want to come into downward facing dog. So palms are spread wide, coming up. Let's tuck the toes and move all the way into our downward facing dog. Let's walk it out. Nice deep breaths here. Take a deep breath. Exhale, soften the knees. Walk the hands back to the toes. Squeeze those glutes, soften the knees. Inhale, drawing up and over. And exhale, palms together, hands to heart. While we're here, let's come to a grounding, hip width distance apart. Let's release the hands down. Soften those knees. We're going to bounce on the heels. So remember, it's just a light bounce. So you're just letting go. You lift the heels, you let it go. Lifting the heels and letting it go. Finding the breath again. One more breath. Relaxing the heels now. Let's move, bringing one foot forward, one leg back, setting up for a warrior pose. And then as we set up for a warrior, we are coming into warrior one. So that back leg is at an angle. Lengthen the leg. That front leg bends the knee. Knee right above the ankle. Toes point forward, hips point forward. Let's inhale, bring it into warrior one. One more breath. And let's exhale, palms forward, bend at the elbows. Let's lift the back heel. Twist so that the toes now point forward. We're in high lunge. So now we're on the ball of the foot, the toes opening up here. And let's exhale, bring the heel down. As we bring the heel down, let's lengthen the front leg. We want to come into pyramid. Remember, you don't have to be this wide apart. You can bring that leg closer. So it's very optional here. You want to make sure your body is comfortable, that you can balance here in our pyramid. Let's bring hands to hips. Hips point forward, toes point forward. Exhale, let's hinge at the hips. Keep a flat back, let the heart lead. Then take the hands, extend back into airplane. Palms face down, stretch the fingers towards the back wall. Crown of the head stretches towards the front wall. And let's exhale, bend that knee. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up. Lift the heels, we bring the arms up, back into that high lunge. Exhale, keep the heel lifted. Bring hands to heart. And let's relax the heel down. Let's start to come forward again. So as we come forward, we want to move into our garland pose. So let's open up again. Knees point same direction as our toes. Let's inhale, lengthen the arms up and over. And exhale, palms together, hands to heart. We're going to hinge at the hips and draw back. Hinge also at the knees. Let the knees open towards the toes but not surpass. So if we need wider legs, that's fine. You can even keep hands on the knees to help you out. So if you find that your heels peel up off the ground, then we want the heels grounded. So if this is as far as you go, you can stay right here for our garland pose. If you can, maybe coming all the way down, finding out how far the glutes can come down. Knees can open. If you are at heart, elbows into the inside of the knees, inside of the legs, pressing open so that the palms are pressing together. Lengthen all the way through the torso, shoulders rolled back and down, coming into the breath. And let's go ahead, start to release, hands back on knees, start to lift gently back up. And we're going to inhale, lengthen all the way up and over. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart. We're going to switch to our other side. So as we come to the other side, remember it's hip width distance apart as that back leg comes back. And we're going to start off with warrior one, so it's slightly at an angle. Front one is bent, alignment, hips face forward. Let's inhale, warrior one. hands, palms together, heart center. Let's bring out that heel. So now the back heel is twisting off the ground. Toes, all toes point forward so we can come into our high lunge. High lunge, we're opening up through the arms, palms face forward. Tuck those abs in, back heel is lifted. And exhale, release the heel. As we release the heel, let's lengthen through that front leg. We're coming into pyramid. Remember, it's up to you how far apart these legs are. Hands on the hips. Start to hinge at the hips. Let the heart lead. You can keep hands on hips, or you can move into airplane. Palms face down. Fingers reach back. Nice deep breaths here. Staying in tune with the body. Releasing, knee bends, inhale, bring it up. As we bring it up, let's lift that heel again. Coming back into our high lunge. And let's exhale. We're gonna bring it back to center. So let's open back up. We want that openness out to the sides for the feet. Let's inhale, lengthen up. And exhale, sun pose. So hinge at the knees, hinge at the glutes. Glutes move back and down. Knees move out the same direction as the toes. Ankle knee alignment, stack through the vertebrae. Shoulders roll down and back. Palms face up. One more breath. And start to bring it up. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Let's just bring the toes forward facing, still wide legs. And release. We're going to bring our hands back to our low back again. Let's inhale, lift through the heart. Shoulders roll back down. Gaze can lift or gaze can come forward. Hands on hips. Keep knees soft. Exhale. We're coming forward, hinging at the hips. Nice flat back. And then interlacing the hands if we can and lifting up off the back. Let's exhale. We're going to release. Come back to palms on knees. Remember, knees are soft. Let's see if we can't take it out a little further. Knees are still soft. Let's lengthen one leg, bend the other knee. As we do, let's bring our hand, if we can, down to the floor. Or maybe we just rest on that knee. We're lengthening through the back here. Hands can be on the ground. You can have it also on a block. Let's lengthen back up. So if you don't want hands walking across the ground, you can have them up here on the knees once again. Keep the back lengthened. We're going to bend the opposite knee, lengthen this leg. And once again, you can use elbows here. You can just be on the elbows and keep the length in the back, or you can bring the hands all the way down. If you need a block, we are going to move into center straddle with our twist, with our windmill. So here we are, center straddle. I've brought a block for the center. I'm going to bring one hand to center, spreading through. On the opposite hand, we're going to inhale into that windmill, keeping a nice length, flat back. And let's exhale. Switching hands for our twist here, windmill. Centering the opposite hand, let's inhale, lengthen the other arm, flatten through the back, length through the torso, finding the breath. here at the brick. Soften those knees. Let's heel toe back. Let's come into hip width distance apart. As we come into hip width distance apart, hands on the knees. Let's lengthen through the back. Hopefully the back is parallel with the floor. So we have tailbone to crown of head. Soften those knees, toes point forward. Coming directly into airplane. Palms face down, reach the fingers back. Let's exhale. We're going to sit it back into our chair. So start to hinge back. Bring the hands in front. Roll those shoulders back. And here, if you want to, you can use the brick between the inner thighs. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Remember, it's an inch or two above those knees. You can always keep hands on the legs, lengthening through the back. Palms facing you. Outstretch the arms right out in front of you from the shoulder joint. And let's start to inhale, lengthen up and over. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Removing the brick if you had it for chair. Let's move on to our tree pose today. So take a moment while we have hands at heart, hip width distance apart, soft knees. We're going to roll back to the heels, lift the toes, roll up and back. So each time we're trying to slowly move heels up off the ground to our toes and balls of the feet. As we exhale, we're rolling back to the heels, lifting the toes and balls of the feet. Just moving with our breath here. Moving right into our tree pose, take one leg, bring that heel in. Both soles of the feet can be planted, soft knees, hips face forward, shoulders rolled back. And just taking nice deep breaths here. When you're ready, you feel that balance. You can start to bring up the heel. You can bring the heel above the ankle. You can bring it to the calf muscle. You could even bring it to the inner thigh here. Wherever you feel balanced today, and remember that it's always different at each moment. So just accepting where your limitations are today, just for today at this moment. Finding that focus with the breath. It always helps to have the eyes affixed to a particular spot. And let's go ahead and start to release the arms. We're going to release the legs today, all the way back down. Let's inhale, draw the arms up and over. And exhale, palms come back to heart center. Moving to the other side. Remember, we can keep both feet stable on the ground. Heel comes into that arch of the foot. Both knees are soft. Hips are forward facing. Abs tucked in, shoulders rolled back. Start to lift the heel. You can always have balance here. Maybe the heel comes above the ankle, or you can bring it to the calf muscle, or you can bring it all the way into the inner thigh. Coming back to the breath, rooting through the feet. One more breath here. And let's exhale. We're going to slowly release that. Releasing all the way back down. Let's inhale, lengthen up and over. And we're going to exhale into our forward fold. So swan dive, hinge at the hips, coming into forward fold. Keep the knees soft. We're going to release our forward fold and come into ragdoll. So cup the hands into the arms. You can always just keep it right here and just breathe. full belly, full body breaths here as we release and relax the vertebrae of the back, the muscles, the shoulders, the neck, and the head. If you would like to add something, some movement, you can bend one knee at a time, allowing the hips to shift side to side. Allowing the torso to be free, relaxed, and maybe even taking a ride. Go ahead and come to center. Hands can come back to the ground. Remember, these knees are soft. Let's bring our palms down. Let's step it back into our downward facing dog. Taking a nice deep breath, let's make our way into our plank pose. Tight abs, lengthen through the back. Roll the shoulders back, lengthen all the way through the vertebrae, the torso. Nice deep breaths. We want a couple more breaths here. And let's go ahead and exhale. Release the knees. We want to make our way into crocodile. So hinge those elbows in. Keep that back flat as we slowly release down to the mat. As we release down to the mat, we want to come into our baby cobra. So tuck those elbows in. Inhale, lift the palms. Lift the heart. Keep the feet and the hips grounded into the floor. Abs tucked in. One more breath. And let's exhale. Press into the palms. Relax still. If you want to come into cobra, we're just moving into cobra. So you're just rolling those shoulders back. You're pressing through the arms. Elbows can stay soft. Lengthen through the vertebrae. Try to shine the heart forward. And my dogs came. Let's go ahead and move all the way back into our child's pose, for heaven's sake. Coming all the way into child's pose. And as we start to come up, we're coming to our glutes. We're getting ready for Shavasana, as apparently these dogs are going to show us how to do that. So remember to bend, soften those knees. Make sure you have everything that you need for your Shavasana. Let's start to roll back onto our back. Tuck the knees into the chest, and we're just going to rock side to side here. Let's go ahead and release the soles of the feet. Relax the back. Open through the arms. And let's even heel toe the feet open. So it's about mat width distance apart. Let the knees even open up here. As we have the palms open, let's go ahead and allow the knees to move to one side. Allow it to twist through those hips, through the low back. And let's move it back through center. We're going to allow those knees and legs to move the opposite direction. We're starting to calm the breath, refocusing back on the breath if we forgot. Coming back to center. Let's go ahead and release one more time to that other side. And let's move it back through center. Release one more time on the opposite side. And back to center. Heel toe the feet back in. Let's move into one modified bridge here. So for this one, we want heels close to the glutes, knees hip width distance apart, palms face down, arms down. Let's roll the shoulders back, and in fact, even take a moment to squeeze the scapulas and the shoulders back behind us, squeezing towards that midline so that it arcs up a little bit through the heart. Then release the palms back down. Let's inhale and lift those hips all the way up towards the ceiling. Let's take 2 to 3 breaths here where we expand through the body on our inhales, and our exhales, we're squeezing and contracting the abs in towards the spine. And now we're going to slowly release one vertebrae at a time. Let's take our time to slowly round through the back, keeping the abs tucked in as we release down. Let's bring in one knee, squeeze the knee towards the chest. Take a nice deep inhale here. And exhale, let's lift the head, bring the head towards the knee. And let's gently release that knee. Moving on to the opposite leg. Go ahead and take interlaced fingers, draw the knee into the chest, take a nice deep breath. And exhale, let's lift the head, bring the head towards the knee. And let's go ahead, release back down. Getting ready now for that Shavasana, so if you need a pillow, a blanket, maybe something over the eyes will help. Palms can face up. Relax the body. Take a moment here. When you're ready, you can extend through the legs. Feet are open, torso relaxed. And we're moving back into that breath, paying attention to the inhales, the exhales. Allowing each inhale to expand more through the body, till you could feel the expansion all the way through the fingers, the toes, the head. The full body inhales, the full body exhales and releases, relaxes us back into the ground. Bringing that rooted feeling, I am safe. I am safe. Relaxing. Feeling stable and safe. And as we feel water and movement for the sacral, we relax within the movement of the breath, the ebb and flow of the breath. As we smile upon the ebb and flow of our breath, feeling deeply connected to our body, to our mind. Feeling that connection with the breath. As we accept ourselves, as we move into the solar plexus where we shine our light, where we feel whole, complete. As we feel complete and satisfied and abundant, we move into the heart. As if the heart has unstruck, able to open and share. Here we want to feel the abundance flow of the inhales and the exhales. Feeling gratitude, feeling blessed, feeling cared for. As we feel this compassion, this care for ourselves, allowing it to saturate the body as we can share with others this gratitude, this abundance. We allow it to move into the throat, where we feel a purification as it is smaller, as our way of expression, expressing our truth. Finding kindness through expression, and knowing when to hold back, knowing when to flow. Once again, moving through that ebb and flow of listening, of speaking. And we allow that flow to move to the third eye, to the pineal gland. And we open our mind. We clear our mind. We allow thoughts to pass by. Like clouds in the sky, as they dissipate, leaving us with a clear mind. Having opportunity, an open mind to see new things, something we might have not noticed before. As we move to the crown of the head, where we open into light as we let go. Letting go of our past, our future, and being in that present moment, here, now. Feeling the flow of the breath, the flow of energy moving in and out of the body. Feeling the abundance of the flow of the light that moves through the crown, through the entire body, all of the chakras. Continuing to allow the light from above the crown to saturate through the body. Feeling lighter. Feeling that peaceful energy. And then now we're going to start to center this energy. We're going to start with centering first at the third eye. And then we're going to center into our heart, connecting our third eye to the heart, our intuition to the heart chakra. As we bring in that happy flow, we're going to bring it all the way down to our low dantian within the sacral. Feeling centered, feeling balanced, As we start to open the eyes and bring movement back to the body. Maybe stretching overhead for a moment. Then gently bringing ourselves, bent knees, to our side lying position, our fetal position, where you can take that opportunity to draw the knees closer to the chest, maybe rounding the back. And when you're ready, you can start to use the palms of the hands, that arm strength, to push yourself away from the mat as we start to bring ourselves back up. Coming back to our centered thought. I find reason to hope in all situations. Namaste. Stay positive, stay happy, stay connected. Thank you for joining me today.